I'm Dr. Cristina Garcia, a clinical psychologist at the Early Psychosis Intervention Center, also known as EPICenter, in Tucson, Arizona. I'm a sleep specialist, and today I'm going to provide an introduction on sleep and psychosis. This video is intended for folks with psychosis and their families, but there's information in this video that anyone with sleep problems could benefit from. Here are some questions we'll answer. Why is good sleep important? What kinds of sleep problems are there? How common are they in people with psychosis? What can disrupt sleep in people with psychosis? And what can be done about sleep problems? First, let's talk about why we're even talking about sleep. Isn't sleep something that just happens naturally? Why would we need to worry about it? For most people, sleep happens, and afterwards, they feel energetic during the day and don't report any major sleep problems. But for many of us, sleep turns into something that we dread every night. If we don't sleep well for a few nights, we may notice we have trouble with thinking, paying attention, reacting quickly, making decisions, and remembering things, which can cause issues in school, at home, and while operating heavy machinery like cars. Short and long-term sleep problems can also interact with our mental and emotional health. We might feel irritable, worried, sad, or angry. And if we already struggle with mental health challenges, those problems could get worse. If sleep problems continue over months or years, our physical health can get worse too. Sleep problems can be associated with obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease, and even increased risk of death due to things like accidents. This might all sound really dramatic, but unfortunately, these are the risks that can come from sleeping poorly. I hope that we can all agree that our body's natural need to go unconscious for hours every day is there for a reason, and that it's worth the effort to support our bodies in getting good sleep. Now let's talk about what kinds of sleep problems you or a loved one might have. People might sleep too much, sleep too little, have a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep, wake up much earlier than they want to, not feel refreshed when they wake up, or sleep at times of the day that don't match their life. To summarize, there are many versions of poor sleep, and a person can have more than one sleep problem at a time. So, how common are these issues in people who have psychosis? Most people with psychosis also have sleep problems. Specifically, about 80% of people who are at risk for psychosis, people in their first episode of psychosis, and people diagnosed with schizophrenia have sleep problems. Usually, insomnia and nightmare disorder are the most common, and most folks don't get help for their sleep problems because they assume it happens to everyone or that it can't be changed. We also know that sleep and psychosis affect one another. For example, in people who don't have psychosis, experiencing sleep deprivation can cause psychosis. And in people who do have psychosis, experiences like hearing voices or believing that people are trying to harm them can make sleeping really hard. All right, we've reviewed how important good sleep is for our bodies and minds, that there are different types of sleep problems, and that sleep problems are common in people with psychosis. That leaves us with what negatively affects sleep and what can be done to support good sleep. Let's look at what can get in the way of good sleep for folks with psychosis. The more active we are when we're awake, the better we'll sleep that night. That means that too few daytime and nighttime activities can disrupt sleep later. Things like not getting enough physical activity, socialization, and sunlight, and having too many opportunities for napping or dozing off can make sleep hard to come by. Sleep can also be disrupted by psychosis. For example, a person may experience hallucinations at night or before bed that make it hard for them to fall asleep. Or they may believe that someone else will control them if they fall asleep, so they may resist sleeping. Some people may use sleep as an escape from psychosis symptoms by going to bed early, sleeping in, only sleeping at certain times, or staying in bed even once they're awake. Sometimes folks develop negative connections between their bed, bedroom, or sleep, and scary symptoms, nightmares, or remembering traumas. Also, not having routines can leave us feeling lost in a 24-hour day. If we do things like eat, sleep, or go outside at different times every day, our bodies can have trouble falling into a healthy rhythm. Finally, medications can play a role too. Medications that people often use to manage psychosis symptoms can have side effects that affect sleep, like sedation and weight gain. Also, if a person is using medication to sleep, changing the timing and dosage could have a negative effect on sleep. We've covered a lot in the last few minutes, and we've saved the best for last. We'll finish up by talking about a few changes that we can make to encourage our bodies to get the best sleep possible, even if we have symptoms of psychosis. First, regularity rules, meaning it can be really helpful to wake up at the same time every day, even weekends, no matter how you slept the night before, and have your meals at the same time daily. Our bodies love routine, and sleep responds well to it. Second, keep a relatively busy schedule for each day, including exercise, going outside, running an errand, or talking to a friend. These sorts of things require our bodies and minds to work a bit harder, which can translate to better sleep that night. Related to that, avoid daytime naps longer than 30 minutes. Taking a long nap is like eating a big snack before dinner. It can ruin your appetite for sleep. And third, build up coping skills for managing psychosis and any other symptoms that get in the way of sleep. Using a notebook, sticky notes, or phone alarms can keep you organized and remind you to use your skills. This can help bring down stress at night, which brings me to a bonus tip. Get out of bed if you're awake for longer than 30 minutes. This seems surprising to a lot of folks, but stay with me. By doing this, you'll start to teach your body that the bed is a place for sleep and not a place for texting, watching shows, eating, thinking about good comebacks, worrying about the future, worrying about the present, doing acrobatics, sending emails. You get it. So I hope those ideas help prepare you for better sleep. An important note here. These strategies are more about prevention than treatment. We wash our hands to prevent getting sick, but we don't wash our hands to treat a cold. So all these tips can make good sleep more likely, but if your sleep is already in need of help, then these tips aren't going to fix it. Talk to your doctor for help in that area. You don't have to accept poor sleep as standard for your life, and a doctor can guide you through strategies to address your specific sleep problems. It's important for you to know that if your sleep problems include waking up gasping, stopping breathing at night, or lots of movement in your legs and arms while sleeping, a doctor is necessary. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. Questions we've answered. Why is good sleep important? Because it keeps our bodies and minds running smoothly. What kinds of sleep problems are there? A broad range. How common are they in people with psychosis? Unfortunately, quite common. What can disrupt sleep in people with psychosis? Several things, including how we spend our daytime hours. What can be done about these problems? Thankfully, there are many things we can do to improve sleep. At EPICenter, we want to help you get the best possible sleep. If you're an EPICenter member, talk to anyone on our team about sleep needs so we can help you out. If you're not an EPICenter member and would like to learn more about our program, give us a call or email us. Thanks for watching.